Hi, everybody. It's Lisa Campion here, and I wanted to talk to you today about the 3 levels of Reiki. So, Reiki is a gentle, hands-on energy healing technique from Japan. It's really beautiful to study, and I've learned Reiki for the first time in 1999, so I've been doing it for just about 25 years now. And it's been really a beautiful, life-changing process for me. I love teaching it, and somebody asked me a question the other day, one of my new students, about what are the 3 levels of Reiki? How do we know when we're ready to move on from one level to another? And what is it all about? Why are there 3 levels? So, and this varies from school to school, by the way. So this is how I teach in my lineage, but you might find something different if you're shopping around or looking around for Reiki people. But Reiki level 1 is the introduction to the practice of Reiki. And it's really going to teach us the basics of what Reiki is, how to use it on ourselves, because the real foundation of working Reiki level 1 is self-healing. And I think this is one of the most beautiful aspects of Reiki, is that it teaches a self-healing practice, and not every energy medicine modality does. In fact, a lot of them don't. And that, to me, it seems like a no-brainer. Well, if you're going to learn this healing modality, wouldn't you want to be able to use it on yourself? Yes, for sure. And people have incredibly powerful, joyful experiences of learning how to do self-Reiki. It's an incredibly beautiful way to actually love yourself. Reiki comes in at the frequency of unconditional love. So giving yourself Reiki is a beautiful way to love up on yourself, which is really something we all need. Now, you can also do Reiki on your friends, your family, your pets, your plants, your food, your water bottle. Everything you touch after you receive a Reiki attunement is going to be infused with Reiki, especially if you set your intention to do that. So I think it's really great to add Reiki to all of these things. You can bless your food with Reiki. You can, like I said, put it on your water bottle. Everything you touch, give your some plants some extra love, your pets, your family, your kids. Now, at Reiki level 1, we learn hand positions for someone who's sitting in a chair. I call this kitchen table Reiki, and I do a lot of it. And that's like when your friend comes over and they're like upset and they're crying at your kitchen table, and you're like, what do I do? Well, you can give them some Reiki. We ask permission, and then we can go through a sequence of somebody sitting in a chair. I use this all the time because sometimes I'm in situations where I don't have access to my massage table, or maybe you don't even have a massage table, a Reiki table. And that's okay, because it's just really handy to be able to do position for someone sitting in a chair. You do have to receive an attunement to learn Reiki. It's not something people, you can do without an attunement. You may be able to have healing energy. You may be able to give people, really good energy, but it's not Reiki unless you receive the Reiki attunement from a person who's already a Reiki master. Then there's level 2. So level 2 is we learn, it's called the practitioner's level. So at level 2, we can call ourselves a Reiki practitioner, hang up a sign, and start seeing Reiki clients if that's something that you want to do. Also at level 2, we learn 3 Reiki symbols, and the symbols help focus the Reiki energy into 3 more specific types of healing. So there's a symbol for physical healing, a symbol for emotional healing, and a symbol for mental healing. And also, I really feel like if you are somebody who works with your hands on people, you need to have this level. So if you're a nurse, massage therapist, body worker, physical therapist, hairdresser, nail tech, if you've got your hands on people for a living, it's going to do you a world of good to get to this level, because a lot of times people who do those things are sensitives. Maybe you're an empath, and you might be getting actually drained quite a lot by working with people with hands-on. And then once you have Reiki, especially Reiki 2, let's say you're a hairdresser, you've got 20 clients in the day, and by the end you're so tired because you've absorbed all their energy, and it can be dicey. And we do learn, the way that I teach it, a lot of energy hygiene, energy management throughout all 3 levels. We go deep into that in Reiki level 1, and we learn some more advanced stuff in Reiki level 2. But one of the things you can do is start your Reiki, like connect with the flow of Reiki, you kind of put your hands out and you think to yourself, okay, I'm going to start Reiki on. And then when you start doing your sessions, your hair sessions, Reiki energy is going to flow through you to your client. And you're not going to be giving your own energy. You're going to be like, we become like a conduit that's continually filled by this universal flow. Reiki is universal life force energy. That's what it is. And so we can touch people without letting them totally suck our energy, or we leak energy, or they suck energy from us. So it's just an incredibly way to avoid burnout. And for a long time, I was doing 20, 25 clients a week for years, like over 20 years. I would have been absolutely, plus I was a single mom, 3 kids, and I would have been absolute toast if I wasn't doing Reiki all the time with my clients. It really helped me give from a full place, because Reiki fills us first. And that's one of the beautiful things about Reiki. Reiki too also has, for almost everyone, if you have some psychic ability, learning Reiki too is going to pop open your psychic. People have big breakthroughs with their psychic abilities. It's pretty neat. And we start working with Reiki guides. Those are specific spirit guides that work with us as we're learning healing modalities, in particular Reiki. We also learn long distance Reiki at level 2, which is so amazing and so helpful, especially in this day and age. Things are going on all the time. I use long distance Reiki if I see an ambulance zoom by, if I see a car crash on the side of the road, if I read a news story that I want to do something to help. It's sort of, we can use it like prayer. We can pray, and we can send some Reiki along with that. And we learn how to do that in a very ethical way that, where we're asking permission as we're doing it too, because that's really important. So Reiki level 2 really provides a deep level of emotional healing for most people. They have, sometimes stuff can come up if you have sort of submerged emotional issues that need to surface. They might, in a gentle way, in a way that you can process, they might sort of be revealed as you move through that level. And you need an attunement for that level as well. And then we learn the Reiki Master, which I teach in 2 levels. I teach Reiki Master Healer and Reiki Master Teacher. So Reiki Master Healer is for people that are want to work with spiritual healing. It's very powerful, very joyful. We learn some master symbols. You receive the master level attunement, and you learn how to pass or give attunements to other people, which is so cool, so powerful. And please don't be put off by the term master level. Really, anyone can learn this. It's not hard. We need to give a little bit of space and time between the levels, which I'll talk about in a minute. So most people feel like really deep inner peace, more joyful after they have a master level attunement. So I find that people just feel kind of blissed out a little bit, more in harmony with themselves and the world. It's a spiritual level of healing. So we learn some spiritual healing techniques to help people heal on a spiritual level. We always say Reiki heals physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual issues. And this is where we get into, well, what is spiritual healing? What does that mean? And how do we do it? I've often seen people have for me and for most of my students, and I've taught over, over 1,000, including medical professionals, people from all kinds of housewives, stockbrokers, little children, teenagers. And I've actually never, in the thousands of attunements I've done, never met anyone that couldn't learn Reiki. It's so accessible to everyone. And that's what's so beautiful. But, we can have some really deep spiritual epiphanies with this master level attunement. And I see people go through very profound shifts in their life with each level. So we want to make a little bit of time in between. Now, there are many Reiki teachers who have sort of guidelines about how much time you should take between sessions. And those make sense to me. They really do. They might be like, you have to do 6 months of time at Reiki level 1. And you have to have a certain number of practice hours or practice sessions before you can advance. I always taught my students that, you need the minimum amount of time between each level is a month, because it's so profound actually that it takes us at least a month to integrate the changes. And back in the day when I was first learning Reiki back in the 90s, It's kind of popular to do Reiki 1 on a Friday night, Reiki 2 on Saturday, and Reiki 2 on Sunday. I really don't recommend that. I just saw so often people would get sick when they did that because it upshifts your frequency so quickly, each level, quicker than you can integrate it. And that can throw people into sort of a healing crisis, or it just overbalances you. So we want to take that time to integrate it. And I choose to let my students pick their own way through that process. Some people get Reiki 1 and that's all they ever need. They never do it again. Other people go all the way through really fast. And I used to teach Reiki 1 in 1 month, Reiki 2 next month, and Reiki 3 the month after that. And I'd have 20, 25 people in each class, and they would just progress from one class right to another. And I think that's because we're kind of in this ascension process right now, this shift in human awareness, and the upshifting of human consciousness. And many people are feeling very called to become healers. Reiki is a fantastic way to enter into that journey, by the way, or we're feeling called to live a more spiritual life and discover our spirituality. And I feel like lately there's sort of there's a rush to this, like we're in a hurry. So the time is now, and we need to be in our power right now. So I let my students choose their own way through this process. I respect your intuition and your inner knowing of what's right for you. And I just show up for whatever that is. And the last part is Reiki Master Teacher. So that's a separate level. And those are for people who have gotten to be, competent as and experienced as master healers, and then want to learn how to teach Reiki, which is a whole different skill set. Super cool. Love to teach that. And so that's it. That's the 3 levels of Reiki. I hope that it helps you. And I have Reiki classes on my website. If you want to come check it out, lisacampion.com. I teach Reiki 1, Reiki 2, and Reiki 3 on my website. And my classes are fat. There's many hours. There's 15 or 16 hours just in Reiki level 1, which is actually way more than I used to teach when I was teaching live. It's like twice the level of hours that I was teaching when I was teaching it live. So, and I've found really, as sweet as it is to teach in person, I found really no difference in teaching in person. You get maybe even more knowledge. The attunement works just as well. Long distance, so that's not a problem. So if you're interested in Reiki classes, or you're interested in my brand of Reiki, which is psychic Reiki, and it's really a combination of Reiki and psychic development taught together, then I'd love to see you come by and check it out on my website, lisacampion.com. And thank you for spending this time with me today.